We have Coach Keon Broderick here. Coach, I know it must be a disappointing day, not because you lost, Coach, but the way in way you lost, Coach, right there at the end, Coach. After a hard fought game, I must say that your side was in the ascendancy for most of the match. To come out without nothing, Coach. Sum up the match for us today.
Very difficult result, but the performance, I must say they did a good job in the effort that they give. They press the ball, especially out of possession. I thought we did very well. I think we could have improved the way we build up in possession. Nonetheless, it was a tough game. I mean, the JC team is a quality team, very tactical team, and they made it difficult in a lot of areas, especially in build-up, especially when we wanted to play through the lines. They were very physical as well. We were also physical. But credit must be given to the boys of Excelsior. I think they did really well, and they fought hard from the first whistle to the end of the game.
And coach, looking on it now, how you set up versus your team. JC tend to, as you said, mentioned before, stifle you. What did you do differently during the match when you saw that your team were getting stifled in the early moments in the match because you grabbed back a goal and your side went into the ascendancy? What did you do differently during one of those famous water breaks you had today?
Well, definitely was to play through Kimarley Scott, and then we would normally have the runners in behind. I thought that he held up the ball very well today, especially in those 1v1 moments. And in some moments, there was an underload with Kimarley, and he also did well in those moments. But it was just to get to play vertical as much as possible. And I think they did that a lot today. We were threatening every time we play vertical. And additionally, we got some set pieces that were also threatening as well. It's just that we did not convert on the set pieces.
You mentioned Kimarley Scott, coach. I don't think it's very well I would use. He played extremely well, coach. He was all over the pitch, hold out the ball, relieve pressure from your team at times, and was a goal threat, coach. Is there anything you could have asked for his performance today?
Definitely not maybe to score another goal and give us a result in the game. But I mean, he did very, very well. We understand the magnitude of Kimarley's talent, and I think most importantly for the youngsters who are aspiring to come and to play football at the Manning Cup level or to play football overseas is the most important thing is for them to emulate the attitude and the discipline that Kimarley possesses. Even though he is this good of a player, one would consider him to be a star player. Even though one would consider him to be a star player, he doesn't behave like the prototypical star player. He's very disciplined. He thinks team first, and you can also see it in the way he encourages his team, in the way how he leads the younger players whenever they are getting into some emotional battles. And I think that is even more impressive about the talent of Kimarley. We know what he can do on the football field, but as it relates to the disciplinary aspect, he is very good as it relates to that.
Mm. And coach, we don't want to leave out anyone else, but we must mention another player, your left back, a very key player for your coach. They call him Zidan, coach. I know that he has been around for the Excelsior team for quite some time. Remember when he was very chubby and now
Yeah.
it just looks like all muscle, coach. Talk to me about the program that he went on with Zidan and also how you utilize him, especially with the long throws to the coach. I swear that boy can throw the ball to halfway line, coach,
I
from his goal.
mean, I mean, credit must be given to Zidane. I mean, he actually worked hard in the preseason, even before we started training as a group. He was working hard in the gym, also doing his running, especially at home. And he was actually speaking to me outside of the season, before the preseason started. When you look at Zidane in the team last year, you could consider Zidane to be one of the weaker players in the team as it relates to what he can do on the ball and also defensively. When you look at Zidane this year, Zidane is one of the better players in the team. He's a tower of strength, especially around the back and at the left side of the field. And he would have grown tremendously. We just want him to stay focused on the bigger picture, and that is for them to matriculate outside of schoolboy football and make something of themselves and to do
That
well for their families.
Sorry for cutting you off there. Because we must go. But I want to ask you one more question there, coach. One win, one loss, coach. With one game remaining now, coach. Aspirations of going into the semifinals. how likely it is in your heart of heart?
Well, we have 2 games remaining.
Oh,
I
two,
mean, we
sorry.
have Idle and Charlie Smith. Now the focus is
Oh,
to on those games coming up next week. I mean, we want to forget about the result and we want to focus on the performance and how we can improve the performance. And that is what we're going about now.
Coach, just two from me. First, the commiserations. Very well played. Can you just talk about the positives that you take, especially as you mentioned, out of possession? Because it seems as if JC had a huge problem transitioning the ball from their backline to the midfield. And pretty much they were on the backs in the second half. Actually, Coach Raymond indicated that he actually put on 6 centre backs at one point. Can you just talk about the positives that you take from the game despite the loss?
I mean, positive. Whenever you play against a team like Jamaica College, they want to control the game as much as possible. They want to dictate. They want to play at their own pace. I mean, we did not allow that based on how we set up out of possession. And the aim was not to ensure that they did not dictate or control the game. And I think we did that for large portions of the game. We came in with an aggressive press, and the press, even though it is risky and it leaves us high and leave us a little bit open at the back, we actually weighed the rewards rather than the risk. And at times we were able to transition into attack. I think they did a good job when they lost it to transition into the defense, and so we were not able to score a goal when we transitioned into attack. But the positive is how we set up in out of possession, and that was one of the main aim, was to ensure that this JC team did not control possession. And as a result, you saw them going long a few times, and that played in our hands because I know they did not want to play it long because they don't have those type of players. So once we get them to play long, the job would have already been done.
And coach, can you just talk about post game? I see you had a lengthy conversation with your team. Can you just talk about whether there is a confidence level? Because this is really and truly a highly touted JC team, but this is a very, very good Excelsior team. Can you talk about the confidence that your team can gain despite a loss, showing that they can really go toe to toe? And most persons would probably say dominated JC, especially in the second half.
Definitely. I mean, that is one of the things that I said to them in the team talk after that this game should prepare us for the next 2 games. I mean, those games are also winnable games, and we just need to again remove ourselves from the result, focus on how we can improve in terms of our performance, and focus on the next 2 fixtures coming up.
Yeah, and just lastly from me, coach, you mentioned Zidan earlier. It was so obvious how well he played today to the point where coach had to switch their star footballer Jamon Lyle from the right to the left and to the middle because of how much problems he was causing. Can you just talk about, how impressive he was today?
I mean, one of the things he does well is being strong defensively, and he made it difficult for a player like Jamon Lyle. I mean, there were moments when Jamon got the better of him, but that's Jamon Lyle, and he's a very quality player. But also, Zidan had his moment where he was able to defend stoutly, he was able to win and intercept balls and actually restart the attack. I mean, he did very well. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, left back in the schoolboy football right now, and I mean the sky's the limit for Zidan.
Thank you very much, coach.